Guys, I didn't know this dude from that pew. I just walks right up to me. So I called my father-in-law, who was a Lutheran pastor, and I said, hey, have you ever heard of this joint? You know, I'm not going unless you come with me. Guilty. So we went. And he preached his sermon, and he did his thing, and at the very end of the service, he walks up to Debbie. And he says, you have a lady doctor. He didn't know that, but we did. And he says, you need to understand, she's just telling you what she sees. But it's not true. God's doing a work in your womb. And he said, I believe this more than I ever have. Everything's going to be fine. Well, she was within a week of having the C-section and all this stuff done. And I got angry. I said, dude, you can't say that. For 7 months, we've listened to all this stuff, all this bad thing that's going to be happening to Debbie and to this baby. I said, you can't just tell me point blank it's going to be all right. He said, well, it is. Where's your faith? I said, where's yours? He goes, what do you mean? I said, if you're going to stand here and say that kind of stuff to us, you'll hang around another week when they take the baby. And I'll let you know the date and the time, and you can be at the hospital, because when it comes out, if it's not as you just said, you're a false prophet. And I'll put an ad in every paper I can think of to disclose you as a false prophet. I was ticked. Didn't believe a word he was saying. Anybody ever tell you something you didn't believe? Well, he took me up on it. He stayed in town. And when she was scheduled for her C-section in Wauseon Hospital, guess who was sitting downstairs in the waiting room waiting for me to come down and tell him what happened? He made sure I knew he was there. Well, they did what they had to do, and they began bringing Kristen out. And they had a tub of goo there. They had, it looked like an aquarium full of whatever. They had a neonatal unit standing by. They were going to flop her in this goo, close it up, start oxygen, all this stuff, and bus her to Toledo and all this crazy stuff. And they brought her out. She was perfect. Fingers, toes, no bubble head. And the surgeons started bawling. The nurses were bawling. They told me when I went in that if I passed out because it was going to be so gory, they'd walk right over top of me. I said, fine. And they were the ones fumbling all over themselves because she was perfect. Debbie had a little trouble clotting up after everything, and it wasn't nothing serious. We got that taken care of. But then I had to go downstairs and face this guy. And all I could say is, God's so good to me, to our family. He said, I'm flying out of town tomorrow. Let's stay in touch. This morning, guys, we've got to hang on to our faith. We got to hang on to what God's doing within us. Mark 4:35 said to us, he said to his disciples, let us go to the other side. There's two sides in this life. We're going to face struggles. We have to understand that God is with us. He will carry us through to the other side. Matthew 28 says, go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. And behold, I am with you always to the end of the age. He's with us always to the end of the age. Trust Christ more. Trust God more. Whatever it might look like in your life, be quick to hand your concerns to Him and believe that He is with us. He is for us. He's not against us. I hope you like this song.